In the last video, I showed you guys how I set up my kids' new morning and evening routines as they got new chores for the rest of 2024 and the winter/spring of 2025. So now that all of that is sorted, I'm going to create my current weekly cleaning routine and show you how I take the list of chores that I had set aside for myself from 2 videos ago and put that throughout the week and kind of distribute all of the work based on our weekly schedule. If you're new to the channel, I'm Kassy, and I make videos all about how to simplify and streamline your home so you can get at least 7 extra hours in your week. If that sounds like something you would be into hearing more about, subscribe down below and ring the bell next to it. Before we get started in this video though, I have to say it has been raining here for a week and a half pretty steadily, and today is one of the first days that it hasn't been. So everyone decided to mow their lawns today. But I've already done my makeup and I'm gonna go ahead and film anyway. So sorry if it's a little noisy in the video, that's what you're hearing, but we're gonna go ahead and build out this cleaning routine anyway. So to get started, I have my almost 9-year-old's and my 6-year-old's chore checklists that I wrote out in the previous video. And if you want to see how we distribute the chores and how I make those checklists, you can check out the previous 2 videos that I did. Those will be in the cards and in the description down below if you want more info on that. But I will be using these, and on these checklists, I wrote out what their main chore will be for each day of the week. And this is just going to help me make sure that things make sense. I don't want all of us to be needing to use the vacuum on the same day, for example, because that just is kind of annoying. When you are ready to do your chore, you want to do it. You don't want to have to wait for somebody else. So I like to coordinate with the week as a whole and also with the kids so that all of the chores make sense throughout the week. And I also have this snazzy list, which I showed you guys 2 videos ago when I was showing you how we divvied up the chores. So I will be taking everything on my list and putting it onto my weekly cleaning routine. And if you want your template to look like mine, this is in the autopilot workbook, but you can also just take a piece of paper, turn it sideways, and make your own. It's not anything complicated. You don't have to be fancy with it. This is how it looks, and you can kind of just go from there if you want to make your own. I will walk you through how mine works, and you can easily duplicate it if you would like to. So, first thing that I'm going to look at is what is on the kids' checklists and see what would make sense for me to do as I'm doing, or rather as they are doing each of those things. So I'll just start with Sunday. Sunday for us is kind of a reset day. It is either a day where we are out and about doing fun things as a family or working in the garden or things like that, or if we are home and we have pretty much nothing to do, it's just getting everything kind of reset. Saturday is usually a very busy day for us. It's when we go to church, often getting together with friends, things like that. So the house can just be a little bit out of order after that. So the only chore that I put on Sunday, because I don't want to head into the week feeling behind if it is a busy day for us, is tidy up. So I can do that, kind of throughout the day if we happen to be home, or if it's a crazy day, I can do that in 30 minutes, 15 minutes before everyone is getting to bed. So I will write on Sunday, tidy the house. And on this day, on every day actually, because I wanted anyone to be able to use this template, I have wash, dry, fold, because my recommendation is that you do 1 load of laundry every weekday. And I know some people that doesn't work for. You want to be able to do it on the weekend, and that's totally fine. If I have time and if I need to do a load of laundry on Sunday, I will. But if we decide to go skiing for the day on Sunday, it's not going to get done. And I don't want to, again, set myself up for failure or feeling behind or stressed out. So I'm just not putting it on there. If I get to doing a load, fantastic. If not, no big deal. So I'm doing nothing with that section on Sunday. So all I have is tidy the house. Next, I will be looking at Monday. Monday for the girls, they have the same chore that day because they really wanted to do it together. So their chore is to make bread and clean up everything that they needed to make the bread. We have a big bosh and they need to clean that up, wipe down the counters, put everything away, all of that good stuff. So this is probably their biggest chore of the week. And it's also one that I need to be somewhat available for. They're really good about it. And the middle one, her whole last year, she was in charge of making the bread by herself, actually. So she has the recipe memorized. She can do it on her own. But I do like to be somewhat close, just in case they have a question, just in case maybe we're out of something and I need to help them figure out a substitution, or especially now that they're doing it together, maybe there's a disagreement about who's doing what. I just need to be somewhat near them as they are doing this. So I'm going to look at the things that are on my list, which I have on my whole list: parents' bathroom, vacuum downstairs, tidy downstairs, which those two things will be on the same day. Dishwasher is an everyday one for me. Oh, so I should put that on Sunday. Okay, I will fix that here in just a minute. Meal prep, clean up after the meals, sort laundry, fold mine, my husband's, and my little guy's clothes. So I think this would be a really good day for me to vacuum downstairs, to tidy and vacuum the downstairs, because I will be nearby. And also when they're done making the bread, it's really good to vacuum the kitchen. Flour happens to get everywhere. No matter how many times we have done this, it's just a little bit messier of a chore. So I think that would be a really good one for Monday for me. Plus, tidying and vacuuming also takes a little bit of time. So yeah, it'll keep me down here while they are doing that, but I won't have to be hovering over them. They'll still feel like they are independent, but I'm close enough if they need something. So I think I'm going to put tidy downstairs and vacuum downstairs on Monday. And the nice thing about this too is, since I'm tidying the house on Sunday, it shouldn't be too much of a mess on Monday. Of course, if we get back late or something like that, it'll be good to have that tidying, but it shouldn't take me too long. So tidy downstairs and vacuum downstairs. So then I'm also going to put, since the dishwasher is my chore this year, that's a new one for me, which I'm totally okay with. I think it's hilarious that nobody wanted that chore. I find it to be one of the easiest. It takes me less than 5 minutes to do it. So I'm totally fine with it. They wanted to do other things. I'm fine with having to unload the dishwasher every morning. So I'm actually going to go ahead and write out on every day, unload the dishwasher. So I will do that. Okay, so I wrote that in on every day, unload the dishwasher. Now, if you've seen my cleaning routine videos before, you know that I take one day fully off from doing chores, and that is Saturday for me. But I do still need to unload the dishwasher because we don't have enough plates for us to not unload the dishwasher and still have enough for everyone. I mean, we could probably make it work, but then it's a logistical nightmare later trying to unload and load it in. So just as a habit for myself, I will be unloading the dishwasher every morning, typically while the kids are eating breakfast. Then it will be ready to be loaded when they are done. So that takes care of, and as I go along, I'm just going to cross off. So dishwasher, I have that checked. And then I have vacuum downstairs and tidy downstairs. I got both of those checked off. Oh, and I almost forgot, I need to add one to my list here, because as I was making the initial list, which, yeah, right here, the initial list you guys saw before with everything that needs to be done in a week, I completely spaced on adding garbages. So I will take that chore. That's not a difficult one. I do like to clean the garbages or have them cleaned if it's somebody else. And we just use this Awesome, it's called. I get it at the dollar store. It works on everything. It can work on clothes, it can work for cleaning. It's amazing. It really is awesome. And I will spray down the garbages as I empty them. So I will take that weekly chore. That's fine. That for me will be Tuesday because garbages go out for us on Wednesday, and I just prefer to do it the day before and then not worry about rushing. It seems like whenever we're prepared and have the garbages out, they don't come until 2 p.m. And then, of course, the times when we forget to do it for one reason or another, they will be out there going around picking up all the garbages at 5:30 in the morning. There's no rhyme or reason to it, and it doesn't make sense to me. So I'm just going to do it on Tuesday, get it out there, have everything ready. That way I don't have to stress about it. So that will be my Tuesday chore, and that will work well with what the girls are doing that day. So garbages. Now, the last thing that I have on my weekly, so these are the weekly chores here that I had set aside for myself, is parents' bathroom, my bathroom. And I'm not positive which day I should put this on because the girls want to be able to race. And this probably sounds weird, but let me explain. Last week, since everyone is getting new chores and everything's getting redistributed, I made a point of making sure that everyone knew the expectations for each chore. So when I was ready to clean my bathroom, I said, all right, girls, I want you to come and watch. And I showed them what to do first, what to do next, how clean I want everything left, and what all is involved in cleaning the bathroom and what the bathroom looks like when it is clean. And I also timed myself so that I could show them, listen, this is how long it should take to clean a bathroom. It shouldn't really take you any longer. It can take a little bit longer if you need to, but my bathroom is the biggest. My bathroom has the biggest mirror, it has the most sinks, it has the most floor. I'm having them wipe down the floor as part of cleaning the bathroom. And all of the other bathrooms should be easier to clean. So we timed me as I was doing it and really figured out, okay, this is how much time the bathroom should take. Well, they had this idea that what we should do is we should all race as we are cleaning bathrooms on the same day. So I'm trying to figure out which day would be best to do that because I don't really care. Sure, if we want to have a race, that's fine. I like finding fun and interesting ways to get the kids to not only move a little bit faster, but also do their chores well. So if that's what needs to happen on the day that we do the bathrooms, that's fine. I can race them. I also we have this other kind of checklist thing on our fridge, and they can earn checks for things like doing their morning checklist without being asked and without having any reminders and doing everything right, not needing to go back and doing anything again. And they can earn checks for their evening checklist. They can earn checks for no arguing or complaining, things like that. They can earn checks for doing extra chores if they've already done things. If they jump in and see that we need help with something, jumping in without being asked, they can get checks for that. Anyway, it's a whole list. If they get checks all the way down the list, it doesn't have to be certain days or anything like that. It's just filling it in whenever they get around to that. They get either a juice, we will go and buy them a juice, or I told them recently they could also potentially choose a nail polish if they wanted to, not every time. So if they beat me on the bathrooms, which should be doable, again, my bathroom is the biggest, and if I look at their bathroom once they have beat me and I don't see anything that needs to be fixed, they get a check for that too. They're like, can we get a check? I said, sure, as long as you're doing a good job. I don't want you just racing and then me having to send you back 5 times. So all of that to say, I need to pick a day that makes sense to do that. And I think it makes the most sense for Thursdays because that's when my oldest is doing her bathroom. And I have a feeling she'll be the one that wants to kind of overlap more. If my youngest wants to switch her Thursday and Friday, so she's doing the bathroom on the same day for a week, if we're doing the race, whatever, she can do that too. She is also the one, though, that often will say, I don't want to race. I don't want to race. So I think it'll mainly be the older one that wants to race and see if she can beat me. So I think I will do my bathroom on Thursday. It just makes the most sense, I think. Yeah. I'll do it on Thursday. Okay. parents' bathroom. Oops, I just wrote on Friday. Whoops, after I said Thursday. Which, yeah, it's not a big deal. I could do it Friday too, because that's when the younger one is doing her bathroom. I don't know. I may write it on both, and depending on the week, I may do Thursday or Friday on that one. We'll see. I'll try it out for a couple of weeks. None of this stuff is set in stone. If I need to change it, I can, just like with the meal plans. Just because you're writing it down doesn't mean you can never change it if it's not working. And I'm honestly not positive which of those days would work better. So I'm just going to write it on both for now, and then I'll just cross it out or reprint this and rewrite them all in when I decide which I like better. Okay, so this takes care of the weekly chores that I had set aside for myself, but just like with the kids, I tried to make sure they had 5 weekly chores, and right now I only have technically 1, 2, 3, because parents' bathroom is on 2 days. So I am going to figure out 2 more for myself. One of them I think will be cleaning the microwave. That's a good thing to be done every week, I think. Especially now that the kids are starting to do more of the chores, I can start doing some of those things that I didn't used to do when they were little every week, but they're nice to do. So as the chores get distributed, you can always do additional things, or you can just have more free time, whatever you prefer to do. But I'm going to put clean microwave on Wednesday. And Wednesday's a busy day for us. That's a nice, simple chore. Shouldn't take too long, especially if I'm doing it every week. And then what else? I'm going to try to think of one other thing that I could do either Thursday or Friday. I'll think about that. I'll see if I can come up with another one in the back of my mind before this video is over. But if I can't think of another one, I would love to hear from you guys. What is another good chore that I could add in? You've heard the chores that my kids are doing. You've seen what I'm putting on mine. What's something that I'm missing that I could add in just as another little weekly chore for me to do? I'm also going to write on Tuesday, I have garbages, and then I'm going to write clean garbage cans. Now I'm going to write in all of my daily chores. So meal prep and clean up is going to be on every day. Prep and clean up meals. And clean up meals. And speaking of this, remember how I said I was concerned that the girls wanted to do the prep and the cleanup both together? Yeah, it didn't last too long that went well. So what I'm doing right now is alternating days. One does the cleanup one day, one does the prep on that day, and then the next day they switch. So they're still getting exposure and experience in both of the areas, but they don't always have to work together for it. They're still working together on the making bread on Mondays, and sometimes they want to work together, and that's great, but then when they don't, I just have one that I'm working with, and I don't have to worry about coordinating quite as much. Sometimes I pull one in if it's a big dinner too, and we really need to all work together. But yeah, this will work well, I think, for us for now. Okay, so then I have sort laundry and fold laundry on my list, and what I have here underneath each day is wash, dry, and fold. And what I recommend doing to make sure that things don't get stuck in any of the sections is write down which of your blocks in your daily block schedule you are going to do each step in. Laundry is one of those things you have to remember to finish each section and keep it moving. Otherwise, you're going to have clothes that are getting gross in the washing machine, or getting wrinkly in the laundry, or never getting folded on the floor. So it's important to work this into your daily block schedule. If you would like more information about that, I have a couple of videos in a series that I did on how to easily manage your home. And I believe it's the first 2 videos in that series. I will link them in the cards and in the description. And I show you how to create a block schedule and then also how to work your kitchen cleaning routine and your laundry routine into that block schedule. So my middle daughter has washing and drying the clothes, or switching it to the dryer, and then I just have folding. So I want to do the folding in the morning block. That should work just fine. She's been getting it in the washer, into the dryer, with plenty of time for me to get it done in the morning. So I'm just going to write next to fold, morning block. Plus, I just prefer to get all of my chores done in the morning and then have the rest of the day to do anything else. And if somebody wants to get together, or if we have something come up that seems like it would be fun, or we want to go somewhere, I'm not trying to rush through getting everything done before we can go. We're done, we're set, and we can just go about our day. So I'm going to put this in the morning block. But I will say we are able to do this because we are homeschooled. I'm home with the kids. And if your kids are going to school and you're going to work, you will have to do probably more of these in the evening block or shift some of it to the weekends. But my recommendation would be for you to do it more in the evening blocks, because otherwise your whole weekend is going to be doing chores, and that's just not very fun. So I much prefer distributing it out throughout the week. Even when I worked outside the home, that's how I preferred to do it, because I just found it, I find it to be more efficient and less overwhelming to have a little bit every single day than to have a whole day where we are doing the chores. The only thing that was different then, because both my husband and I were working outside the home, so he was more involved in the distribution of the chores, is he would do all of the laundry on Sundays because that's when he wanted to do it, and he was in charge of the laundry. He said, I'll take the laundry because then I can watch football as I rotate the laundry and fold the laundry and all of that stuff. So he would do it all on Sunday because that's how he wanted to do it. And I had no problem with it, because if I didn't have to do the laundry, I don't really care when he does it. But now that he works outside the home and I am in charge of managing the home, this is how I prefer to do it, to just do a little bit of laundry every day. I find it less overwhelming than trying to do everything on one day. But obviously, make your cleaning routine work for your family and your schedule. Now, I'm trying to think if there is one other chore that I could put on here. Oh, maybe what I'll do, I have an idea. Okay, whatever day it is, whatever day I decide, Thursday or Friday, for the bathroom, the opposite one, I'll just write it on Friday for now because I think it'll be Thursday. The opposite one, I will clean out the cars. Just make sure they're all cleaned out. There's not stuff floating around in there. I'm not going to deep clean them, but just making sure everything made it into the house. There aren't papers that need to be brought in, or little toys, or whatever it is. It seems like things just kind of get left there. So I'm going to clean out the cars, and then they'll be ready for the weekend, and they'll be nice and neat. So yeah, that is how my cleaning routine works. And I think I mentioned when I was putting everything on there. So yeah, that's how it looks now. If I were washing and drying, I would also put the block there, but since that's one of my kids' jobs, that's why I didn't do that. And then, like I've said earlier in this video and in other videos, I think every mom should have a day off, at least one, where she doesn't do any chores. And for me, that is Saturday because of my religion, but I do have on there prep and clean up meals. Obviously that still needs to happen. And then unloading the dishwasher does still need to happen as well. But other than that, I'm not doing laundry. I'm not doing any extra chores. And if you really want to have a day off, you could get paper plates for whatever day that is, and then you don't have to do dishes or anything like that. So that is my cleaning routine for 2024 into 2025. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions, if you think there's a better way that I could organize this. And I always love hearing you guys' feedback in the comments down below. In the next video, I am going to talk about why your cleaning routine hasn't worked in the past. That is one of the most common comments I get in emails and on YouTube videos. I've tried cleaning routines before and it hasn't worked for me. So I'm going to go over all of the reasons that your cleaning routine hasn't worked. And I think, depending on how long the video ends up being, I will also show you some things that you can do to make sure that it will work in the future. So be sure to subscribe if you want to catch that video, and I will see you on the next one.